Hello, I'm Mike Beckett with MD Alignment Services. We're going to make a series of videos on tire wear and handling issues on medium and heavy duty trucks. The information contained in it is going to be basically my opinion and my experience and the experience of our customers that have fed back to us. You're free to agree or disagree with this as it goes along, but these will be my opinions and we'll list what we think works. I hope you enjoy. Okay, the conversation this time is about a common question we get about irregular wear on driving trailer tires.
Very, very common problem.
And they call in and say, I got a funny tire wear on my driving trailer tires, I think I need alignment. And our first question is, can you describe...
You need an alignment problem because it's on the what? Inside edge of the inside tire?
Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
Where is the tire wear? And they typically are complaining about inside edge, inside tire, either on the drives or on the trailers. This is not an alignment issue. It is not an inflation issue. Because there's no way inflation can affect one edge of the tire and not the other edge. Okay? This is typically a loose wheel bearing. And for 20 years, people would call me up and say, I got inside edge wear in my inside tire, and I'd say, wheel bearings are loose, and I'd go explain to them how to properly adjust the bearings. They'd go out and check them. Sure enough, they're loose. They tighten the bearings, and the next set of tires wouldn't do this.
That's been the fix for
years.
For about 20 years.
Up until about
2005.
About 2005 is when things changed. And if you want to look at the proper bearing adjustment procedure, look at the bearing adjustment video. It's already on the file. Around 2005, I had some people call me up and say, Mike, I got inside edge wear on my trailer tires. What do you mean you got inside edge wear on your trailer tires? Go tighten your wheel bearings up. Mike, I went and checked the bearings. The bearings are tight. That's not it. Oh, shoot, what's changed?
Something happened.
Took me about a year or so to finally figure it out and find a consistent pattern to it. And it turned out there was a particular manufacturer of trailer axles who built a lightweight, large diameter axle to save some weight in the trailer. This axle is rated for the 23 or 25,000 pounds, whatever it is. But as the trailer hits bumps in the road, the compression springs the axle so the top of the tires come in. The lateral scrubbing effect the tires are getting going across the road in and out causes the wear of the inside edge, and we get rapid and cupped wear on the inside edge of the inside tire.
Okay, I thought I heard that we could measure the difference in camber between a loaded trailer and an unloaded trailer.
And you can measure the difference, and these lightweight axles have maybe 1/4 of a degree more negative camber than the standard weight axles between loaded and empty, and that's not a big number. But it's not when you're sitting still loaded that the problem's occurring.
That's when you're driving.
You're driving down the road, you're hitting a bump, the tire's physically getting pushed out and scooting back in while it's going, and that movement is what's causing the tire wear.
Okay, now we're going by the anecdotal evidence, unfortunately.
True.
That all the time that this axle is used, no matter what we do with the bearings, we know we're getting them tight. No matter which tires we're using, we know we're using good tires. We're always seeing inside edge wear on these trailers.
And we can change brands and models of tires and still get the same wear.
Right.
And we can take the same brands and models of tires and put it on this same company's normal diameter axles, and they don't do it.
Right.
It's only on the LDA axle the large diameter axle that we're getting this problem.
Right. And this is, fortunately, it's a smaller company. Not many trailers out there.
That's not true. It's a dominant company.
Really dominant, very dominant. Likely that you've got this axle on your trailer.
Very
possible.
possible.
Since 2005.
It's a Hendrickson. I'm going to use the name. It's my opinion. I don't believe that this is a good deal. It's the LDA axles. They can be identified by the size of the oil cover that's on the axle hub. It's a larger diameter cover. It can be identified by the fact that the axle is welded to the suspension instead of held in place by U-bolts. The Hendrickson name is branded right on them.
Because they are very popular, and because they are lighter.
Yeah, they make the trailer
loves
lighter. Yeah, I think I'm not. I'd have to go back and look at the documents whether it's 6 or 10 pounds per axle in weight you're saving.
Sure.
But it's costing tires.
Right.
So
from our perspective, that's not a good deal, because really, if you didn't notice, tire wear is all we care about.
yeah, that's all I'm worried about is tire.
So if I know you get whatever, however this helps you manage your loads, because it's got an extra 20 pounds of weight savings per load. If that's great for you, great.
Then pay
I'm
for
not
the
gonna
tires.
argue with you.
Right. Now, having said all of that, bearings are still an important thing. You've got to get the bearing tight. Then you may have to deal with an axle issue. The fleets that I've been to that are having this problem says, what can we do about it? Quit buying those axles. The next time you spec trucks, you can buy the Hendrickson suspension, but just don't buy that large diameter axle. A couple of years later, we started getting complaints on drive axles with this problem. So I thought, gee, maybe they changed the drive axles. So I called my contacts at some of the truck axle manufacturers, and then I asked them, do you have a lightweight drive axle? And they said, yes, we do. I said, when did it come out? 10 years ago, back in the late 90s. Well, then it's not an axle issue.
No, we weren't having that problem then.
So we went back through and we started looking at the evidence and what was causing the problem. And it turned out it was a particular make and model of tire.
Particularly, yes.
The change to low rolling resistance tires is causing us to change the casing and tread constructions, and some of the tires are more sensitive to the normal flex that occurs in that axle as it goes through bumps than other tires are. Once again, we're in this learning process of going from standard rolling resistance tires to low rolling resistance tires, and the way they're expressing their problems is different.
Not unlike the move from bias ply to radial.
Right.
There is a learning curve to getting these things done right.
And the change from spring ride suspensions to air ride suspensions, which caused a whole nother series of tire wear issues. So, if you have inside edge wear inside tire, the first thing is it's not alignment.
First.
The second thing is check to make sure your bearings are tight.
That's almost always the problem.
The third thing is, if the bearings are tight, we have to look at either the lightweight axle or the tire that's being applied to the axle. And in that order, you should find what your issue is. Yep. I hope that solves your problem. If you have more questions, give us a call.
All right.
Thank you.